Dreams. Why Ken's wrong. Dreams are a common human experience that Ken Wheeler can exploit to promote his metaphysical agenda. Find out why he's dreaming in technicolor when he expects people to believe his explanations for how and why we all have dreams. We all dream, and yet humanity has always had difficulty understanding why we dream and what's going on in our consciousness and our experiences while we're asleep. Scientists have found that dreams are related to our brain's activities while we're unconscious. Specifically, we have dreams during the phase of our sleep that triggers rapid eye movements, REM sleep. When we have those rapid eye movements while we're sleeping, our brains become almost as active as they are when we're awake. Our most vivid dreams usually come to us along with this high level of brain activity. According to the activation synthesis hypothesis, dreams result from random neural activity in our brain stems. Our higher brain, or cerebral cortex, then organizes and makes sense of these sensations by shaping them into a storyline. Dreams seem to help us process and organize the experience and knowledge we've taken in during our waking hours. They may also play a role in regulating our emotions, because dreams are a safe place to come to terms with our deeper feelings. Many of us experience insights or solutions to problems in our dreams. The ethereal stories our brain comes up with can help us practice our responses to real-life challenges. Ken Wheeler has a very different explanation for dreams and why we have them. He describes the scientific explanations for dreaming abysmal. As with other areas of science, the angry photographer dismisses the neurological science of dreaming because it describes dreams without explaining what dreams are. Predictably, he argues that dreams are a metaphysical phenomenon, without defining what he means by metaphysical. For the Theoria Apophasis host, brain activity can't explain dreaming because he claims our brains are just a big lump of cholesterol or lard. He insists that dreams and all mental activity take place on a spiritual plane. Like most of Kentucky Ken's notions, this is an extreme oversimplification of what our brains are made of and how they work. The human brain has been described as the most complex structure in the known universe. Our brains consist of both neurons, which transmit signals, and glial cells that support and protect the neurons. It's a much more intricate cellular structure than a glob of fat. Brain tissue includes water, proteins, minerals, carbohydrates, and yes, some lipids or fats. These lipids include a wide range of substances beyond just cholesterol. The brain also contains chemicals called neurotransmitters. These critical molecules enable signals to pass through the synapses between our nerve cells. Our brains support a huge volume of vital electrical activity that drives our nervous system and allows us to process information and move our muscles. Through electroencephalographs, EEGs, and functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRIs, we can observe and analyze intricate brain activity in real time. According to Ken Wheeler, our minds are divided between our existential or lower consciousness and our higher consciousness or soul. Once again, he falls back on his radio analogy as an explanation. The angry photographer maintains that our soul is like a radio signal, and our bodies are like radio receivers. Our experience of consciousness comes from the combination of the signal and the receiver, like our experience of a radio broadcast. Apparently, based on the Theoria Apophasis host's analogy, when we fall asleep, our minds get cut off from the energy of the signal and the waking body. Our lower consciousness is like a mischievous child. Just as an unsupervised child might get up to no good, it seems our mind can create a body of its own. This constructed body can travel to non-place places and interact with disembodied beings. Supposedly, the reason we forget dreams after we wake up is that they exist in a state of trance consciousness. It seems when our existential consciousness returns to our everyday physical body, those non-place places are hard to recall. As always with Ken Wheeler, there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever for any of his metaphysical notions about dreaming. We know that dreams align with brain activity and trigger physical REM sleep. Millions of people have undergone sleep studies to diagnose sleep-related conditions. These studies always confirm the close connection between dreams, brain activity, and rapid eye movements. Nothing suggests our minds can literally travel outside our bodies or interact with other independent minds while we're asleep. In fact, our bodies experience a condition called sleep paralysis that prevents us from sleepwalking or kicking our bedmates. The angry photographer constantly invokes the idea of Occam's razor. That's the principle that when choosing between two or more explanations, we should believe the simplest one that covers all the facts. In the case of Kentucky Ken's notions about dreams, the claim that our minds can create their own bodies and travel through space is superfluous. It makes numerous broad assumptions without any evidence, while the scientific brain activity consensus already provides a clear and thorough explanation of how and why we all dream. Dreams are a universal experience, and they play a central and meaningful role in what it means to be human. So it's important that we understand them correctly and study them in ways that will lead us further toward the truth. Nobody is going to find meaning or truth in Ken Wheeler's fanciful so-called explanation of this shared human experience. If the angry photographer believes otherwise, he's dreaming in technicolor.